And welcome to Facebook. Welcome to Instagram. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to episode 232 of Wise Advice. Always good to be here hanging out with you guys. Wanted to just get a quick little update as to what's going on. We're live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Facebook as well. And what we're going to do, we'll spend about 10, 15 minutes just kind of hanging out, catching up. And then we'll launch into the live episode of episode 232. And that'll be in the app in the morning for those of you who don't catch it live. But always exciting to be here. Heather checks in first. Good evening to you. Lee checks in second. Shannon checking in from Denver. Good evening to you. Marcia joins on Facebook and on Instagram. Very, 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 very cool. Yeah, we like to make it kind of easy to get, to get to the platform no matter where you're at. So it doesn't matter. Idaho, Betty checks in on YouTube. Let's see, Susan's here from California. Dina is here. Good evening to you. Melissa from Minneapolis. Good evening to you. Carrie says, hey, everybody. Franny checks in on Instagram. Good evening. Lee Tube is here. Kentucky in the room. Donna, good evening to you. Marcia says hello. Cleveland, Hildy is here. Good evening to you. Good to see you as well, Kathy. Kentucky, Carol checks in. I was just in Kentucky not long ago. Kind of. Denise, good evening to you. How are things out west? Always good to see you. Thanks for your kind note the other day. I appreciated that. Lori, hey y'all. Good evening to you. Bev says, getting my steps in. That's right. For those, let's see where I'm at for the day. Whew. I got to check. 10,504. So if I'm lucky, it'll be another 20 steps before when the show's over. I'll get about 20 more steps in and off to bed. It is. Jamie is here. Missed everyone. Good evening to you. Margie is here from St. Pete. Great to see you tonight. Great to see you as well. Peggy is here from Florida. Colorado Springs. Shannon. Pam is here. Got it. Syracuse. Kathy checks in. Bloomington. Patricia's here. Let's see. Lisa's day 3,300. No, 3,330 on his journey. Very nice. What an incredible journey you've had, my friend. Alex says Phoenix is checking in. Alice, a good evening to you. Maria says, delighted that you're doing a podcast now tonight. Loving this from New Jersey. And I don't know why, but my see more button still does not work. Man, Facebook's crazy. How can they not fix that? Karen from Sacramento, good evening to you. Rock Hill, South Carolina. Jeff checks in. Bedford, Ohio. Louise is here. Candy says, I haven't been here in a while. Candy, neither have we. So that's okay. That's okay. Jenny says, watching the presidential viewing on my other device. Yeah, that certainly is a priority as well. I get that for sure. Jess says, good evening. Glad to see you out of Bloomington. Good evening to you. Karen A is here. Karen out of Long Island's here. Wendy and Travis check in from Missouri. Marcia says, good, so good to be back. Yeah, well, I'll catch you up on what's been going on. The most exciting thing, if you're following along on Twitter, I was just tweeting about it in the last 10, 15 minutes or so. So that's the most exciting thing going on. Outside of that, there's a ton of other stuff going on. It's that time of year. Anna says, we missed you and certainly missed you back for sure. I don't think we've talked since I went to San Francisco, right? San Francisco. What a fun trip that was. I tell you that. Let's see. Karen, Lynn is howdy from Texas. Minnesota checks in. Lisa, Georgine says, we missed you. I appreciate all that. You guys are awesome. You truly are. That's what makes this community so fun is that we get each other. We're here for each other. It's all about providing each other support. So I appreciate that. You guys are just incredible inspiration as well. Let's see. Bev's at 6885. Very nice. Let's see. Oh no. Barb D is Marcia's sister is in the house over on YouTube. So Marcia, your sister is on YouTube. You want to say hi to her? Say hi. All right. So no, I'm getting silly. Maria checking in from Connecticut. Teresa's here. Good evening, ma'am. How are you? Alice saying hi to Diane. Anna says, so nice to see you back. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Catherine's at 12,000 steps today. Woo. Hartford, Connecticut. Chrissy checks in. Bainbridge, got it. Let's see. Candy says, LOL, glad to know I haven't missed a ton of shows. No, it's been a little hectic over here. Mark is here. Checking in later. Got it. Tennessee. Becky is here. All right. So let me scroll down to the bottom. Yeah. Tina says it looks so Christmassy. This is my favorite sweatshirt, and I don't know, I just put on, it's actually coincidentally, I woke up this morning and I found my San Francisco t-shirt and I wanted to wear it. So yeah, Christmas. And then I have my Charlie Brown Christmas tree right there. Can you see it? Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Yep. YouTube guys can see it. Or sorry, Facebook can see it. Let's see. Corey says, hello from Connecticut. Yay for a live show. I agree. You and your family have been in my thoughts. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it very much. Anna says, oh, I feel special. You wrote a post. Yes, I try and read all of them. It happens. So Kristen says, oh boy, what a surprise. And then Donna says, hoping your wife's dad is doing better. So thank you all for that. So yeah, quick update there. Obviously went from San Francisco out to Florida. Quick little trip down there to see family. So that was a very much needed visit. Things are going as well as we can hope. So just kind of taking it day by day. Your thoughts and prayers certainly mean a lot to us. So thank you for all that. The exciting news, I want to change gears for sure. The exciting news is we officially launched in a small way. I officially launched the Operation Fat Dag platform. So you guys have been a part of this since day one. Keith just joins in. But you guys have been a part of this since day one. But essentially what we've done is we've been waiting for the IRS to give us approval to operate as a tax exempt 501c3. I'm still waiting on that approval. We decided to roll forward ahead of that. And so we've launched the platform to begin the application process for folks who are in need of some help. If you're in the military, looking for that little extra inspiration and support, Operation Fat Dag will provide that. So tonight we tweeted it out. Very, very, very soft launch. If you go to operationfatdag.org, you can certainly see that it's a small little application. But we have a plan behind that, and very excited to get that. It amazes me, and I don't know why it does anymore because there's so many awesome people in this community. But it amazes me how so many of you are just so giving with your heart, your time, your heart, your talents, and wanting this for all of us. So thank you to all who've made that happen. I can't wait to see. It's going to be fun to see what a year from now looks like. Becky, I saw your post that you shared, and I took a screenshot of your post and I shared it inside the board channel. Our board chats privately. So I shared it inside the board channel because it meant that much to me. So thank you for that. But no, it truly is exciting. The next episode I will push out behind this one is I will deliver the speech that I did in Washington, D.C. I delivered that speech. I now have the recording of it. I've released it already into the Patreon community, but now I'll release it to the rest of you. But you'll be able to hear that speech probably in the next episode. I'll get that audio released out to you. So lots of exciting things happening. It's very cool. But the true hope is that we solve this, right? There's no reason that someone should have to lose their military career because they didn't have enough resources to get themselves healthy, fit, and in shape. And so that's our goal. That's the intent, is to take care of that. So thank you for all being there. 2 ways you can help: share the message, and certainly if you're so inclined and you want to, financial contributions will be tax deductible into the nonprofit operationfatdag.org. You have to make the donation through that site directly, and like I said, and that money will go directly to supporting military members who are struggling with their fitness. So very, very, very good stuff. So are you guys ready for episode 232? We got a lot to catch up on. I have episode 232 ready to go. I think we're ready. Are you guys ready? Let's do this, right? It's been so long, and so what I plan on doing is so thanks, Marcia. So Sharks Girl 19 can't stay but want to say hi. Good to see you again. I'm wearing my San Francisco shirt. I bought this in the airport after I left you guys. A medium, because it still fits. I like it. But very, very, very cool. Lee says OperationFatDag.org launch platform. Yeah, launch, not lunch. Launch. So, all right, let's do something, shall we? You guys have waited too long for this. Sharks Girl says, Mike, not Fat Dag. So we made name tags when we were in San Francisco, and Mike was there with us. And so as we got his name tag, it said Mike, and then in parentheses already said not Fat Dag. It's just in case, And I had a blast in San Francisco. I wish I would have had more time to visit and hang out in San Francisco. It was incredible to be there. And, I'll tell you another little secret. Total secret, right? 100% secret. I'm not sharing it anywhere but in this live show. This is the only place you're going to hear about it for now. Eventually we'll share it, but I have 100% today committed to Seattle in 2019. So, yeah, so I was on a call today and decided to just commit to that. So you can absolutely bet 2019 Seattle is going to come your way. So if you're in Seattle, let me know. Shoot me an email saying Seattle, and I'll make sure that we certainly let you know what's going on in Seattle. So that one is 100% sure. So I'll commit to Seattle. I'll commit, of course, to Indy. That's easy, right? Because I'm here. But I'll commit to Seattle. And the rest of them are still up in the air. And so, yeah, we're just waiting to see now where the rest of them go. So, all right, cool. Let's do this. Press record. Let's do this. Cheers. Cheers. Get your water ready. Right? Let's do this. All right, we're officially recording, so that's good news. Let's get this. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Man, I love water. Water's so good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, here we go. Episode 232. Mom's here. Hey, guys, Mom is over on Facebook. Say hi to Mom. Mom, good to see you. Hope all is well there. Haven't talked to you guys in forever. Owe you a phone call for certain. So I'll call you. Tomorrow will be crazy. I won't call you tomorrow. Tomorrow my day is just it's nuts. It's just nonstop tomorrow. So let me run down through tomorrow. Go to the gym in the morning. After the gym, I'm going to deliver a speech, Operation Fat Dag speech, to the members of the Army. So I'll speak for about an hour to Operation Fat Dag members, and then I'll go from there. I'll go to a Christmas tree giveaway. We're giving away 100 Christmas trees to military families. I'll go do that for a couple hours. I will leave that, and I'm going to my Weight Watcher WW meeting. I'll do that for till almost 8 o'clock at night, and then I'll come home and maybe we'll do a podcast. I don't know. That'll be the kind of the plan. But yeah, so it's three different big events tomorrow. Woo, crazy. So. All right, let's do this. Here we go. We're recording. There's good there. Instagram's ready. Facebook is ready. Yeah, sorry, Corinne. I keep forgetting the workshop thing. I haven't done, I took the whole month of November off from my workshops even. So I was in Tennessee all last week. So between San Francisco, Florida, Tennessee, I've taken, and Thanksgiving, I took the whole month of November off from WW and my workshop. So I've kind of lost the bubble on meetings versus workshop because it's been a month I've been out of it. So anyway, but yeah. Lee says, yeah, call Mom at 6:18. The earliest I can call Mom tomorrow is going to be probably 8:18. That's the earliest I can call Mom tomorrow. So it'll just be too busy. So, But yeah, anyway, so yeah, WW workshop for sure tomorrow night. Don't let me forget that. Here we go. This is what we're waiting for. Oh, you know what? Test, 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 test. There it is. That's much better. I still need to get a filter for the microphone to make it louder. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 232 of WhysAdvice. And thank you all for being here. Thanks for continuing to tune in. Hopefully you found the podcast in the WhysAdvice app in your app store. If you have, certainly go ahead and leave a review on iTunes. I'd appreciate that. The podcast is on Spotify. It's on iHeart. It's in Stitcher Radio. Wherever you can find a podcast, I appreciate you downloading it, listening in. It's December. This when I'm recording this, and you guys are out there getting it done. Because if you're out in the middle of December, and you're still locked in, you're still focused, you're still getting it done, that puts you in a very elite category of people who understand what they're after. You understand the goal, you understand where you're headed, and you are continuing to do it. You didn't take November off, you didn't take December off. You are still rocking, crushing your goals, and getting it done. So congratulations to all of you on doing that. Just on the release of this, tomorrow morning I will deliver a speech, Operation Fat Dag speech, to a group of Army soldiers who are facing disciplinary action potentially for failing to meet their fitness standards. I'll deliver that speech in the morning, but I've got some exciting news to share with them. We have officially launched the OperationFatDag.org 501c3 nonprofit. And so what that means is for members of the military who are struggling, if you are now you feel like you're completely out of hope and you don't know where to turn, and the tools that the military is offering you just haven't been what you've been looking for, well, I've got news for you. We have a group of folks who are now willing to help you one more time to say, let's do this. Your career is worth it. Let's fight. And visit OperationFatDag.org. You can enroll through that process. You can make a donation through that process as well if you'd like. And we really would appreciate that support. This is what this thing's all about, is taking care of one another. The community that we built absolutely gets that done. The next episode after this, I will release the content from my last speech in Washington, D.C. that talks about Operation Fat Dag. But I wanted you to have that kind of inside knowledge now. I shared something with the live community as well. I'm not going to share it on the podcast. If you want to catch in, you got to join the live show on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube the night before. But there's some secrets out there floating around that if you're listening closely, you may pick up on them. But they're only going to be for the live audience. But eventually we'll get down to sharing it with you. But I want to just kind of give them that kind of kudos for being here. Always appreciate the live group hanging out with me as well. So thank you all for being here. Let's dive into this. Sharon writes in on the very first email. And this is fantastic. I love how it opens up. And Sharon writes in and she says, today I reached goal. Well, I actually reached 10%, but as you know, that means that I reached goal. I've quit WW multiple times before that I've reached the goal. I've paid for an online membership without ever opening the app. Not now, though. Now I'm focused, and I want to share some of the reasons for my success. I think freestyle is awesome. I've tried many different plans before. I've reached goal on fat and fiber, almost reached goal on smart points. I liked F&F, but it taught me to eat higher quality of food to add fiber to my diet. But both, along with numerous other WW plans, also taught me to look for non-nutritious, low-point foods. Foods with empty calories, like if chicken was 3 points and ice cream cone from McDonald's was 3, well, maybe 4, I don't really remember, I'd go for the ice cream. I became a master of spreading out my points among sugar-free snacks, pretzels, and non-fat candy. I was losing weight, but I wasn't gaining health. It was too hard to maintain in the real world, and I quit. And then I quit. And then I quit. Well, no more quitting. Freestyle allows me to eat lean protein, fruits, and vegetables so that I'm not ever hungry. I don't experience the sugar dives when my blood sugar bottoms out. I've got sustained energy to get through the day. What began with Beyond the Scale has blossomed into wellness that works. The focus now on health keeps me focused on my lifestyle. Connect is awesome. It's a safe place to share, comfort, rejoice, and celebrate. It's a game changer. My WW coach helps keep me focused, and you help me keep focused as well. The Wise Wingmen help keep me on my focus as well. I really enjoy interacting with all these mediums, learning from others, and sharing in everyone's success. It's empowering, and I've made it a goal to try to give back to my community on a daily basis as well. Last but not least, WhysAdvice. I listen almost every chance that I get. I downloaded the app and I'm listening from the beginning. I've caught a few live podcasts too, and they're so much fun. The tips you've given me are priceless tools that I can use forever on this journey. I listen in the morning when I'm getting dressed. I listen in the car while I'm cooking dinner, and I listen when I do cool down at the gym. Oh yes, I go to the gym almost every day now, working on the attendance goal principle, and I'm able to run a mile in a little less than 20 minutes. I'm fine with that speed. It's faster than I've ever run. In fact, I had a hard time even walking a mile just a few months ago. You've helped to clarify my why, and continually pointing out the tools available on this journey helps me remember my how. I'm participating in the hashtag 100 Days of Why challenge on Connect because I'm wanting to dig deeper into my why. I walked into the WW workshop and rejoined about 2 weeks after an embarrassing trip to the beach with my friends. We did a mom-daughter beach getaway in August. Our kids all went to the elementary school together and have remained friends throughout middle school. A week before starting high school, we all rented a big house on the Oregon coast to spend a long weekend together. All the kids were 14 or 15 years old. The moms ranged from mid-40s to early 60s. I'm 60 years old, second oldest, and the most out of shape and overweight of them all. Excited to explore, everyone took a walk to the beach. As soon as we got to the sand, I knew that I was in trouble. It was a really wide beach with thick, loose sand. The pathway headed downhill, which would mean that it would be uphill in sand to get back. I trudged forward, but I was so worried about the return trip. When we started walking back, I just kept putting one foot in front of the other, but it was no fun and downright demoralizing. I walked slower than anyone, and my daughter stayed with me, helping me to get to the parking lot. I made it, but only because I really had no choice. Later, though, when they trucked down again to the beach for a long walk, I hung back. When they played frisbee with the kids, I sat in a beach chair. When half the group went kayaking, I joined the other half at the pub across the street. I promised myself that I would never miss out on life again. I wouldn't miss my daughter's life. I want to participate, not sit by the sidelines. That is my why, but I'm trying to dig even deeper. Every day I think of something, it could be trivial, but today was that I don't ever want to have trouble putting on my socks and my shoes, or it could be more meaningful, like reminding myself if I want to go parasailing with my family the next time they take off in the air. Thank you, Fat Dag. I appreciate your service to our country, to you, and to our community. I wish you good focus, Sharon. Sharon, you really have dug in here pretty good, and I love it. I want to start with all the way back to the beginning. I kind of want to bounce around here, but you opened your email exactly how I'd expect someone to open an email who reached goal. As you said, you reached goal. You open it with the very first, I reached goal. And you said, well, actually, I reached 10%. But as you know, that means you reached goal. That's exactly it. If you've hit your 10% goal along your weight loss journey, you can now do anything. What you've proven to yourself is that given a set of tools and given a goal, you can use those tools to hit your goal. So as you keep doing that, then all of a sudden the scale finally catches up and the scale confirms that, yeah, you are at goal. You've hit on something else that was actually awesome as well, as you talked about all the different plans that you followed along the way. And then, yes, you were losing weight, but you weren't gaining health. I think that's so instrumental and so critical to this journey for so many of us is if we use the tools properly, we can lose weight. We can weigh less. And sure, that is a goal, but that's not really the goal, is it? I mean, I understand we want to be fit and healthy, and we assume that that means we want to weigh less. But there's a reality that comes with that is you can weigh less and not be fit and healthy. And that's what you're after is I want you, as you start going through this process, all of you, I want you to be happy and healthy and fit. That means you will eventually weigh less, sure, but I don't want you to get them out of order. I don't want you to focus so heavily on losing weight that you forget to be fit, that you forget to get healthy. And then simply you just weigh less. And you've lost muscle mass, and you've lost this drive to live, and you've lost this excitement about living, and you've lost everything, but you weigh less. And so that's not really what we're after. So I really love your quote that I was losing weight, but I wasn't gaining health. It is kind of hard to maintain this in the real world, and and I say that in a way it's like, it's hard to juggle all the things that we have going on in our life, and that's why I want you to focus on all of them. I want you to get to the point where this really becomes your lifestyle. Focusing on your health turns into your routines that you get through daily are what get you to the point where this becomes kind of you put it on autopilot and you're living a healthy, happy life. And that slowly brings you to a point where the scale agrees with your mind that you're a goal. Sharon, congrats on that, and thanks for always giving back to the community as well. I think that's very important. When you finally get there mentally, when you get to the point where you know that you've gotten this mentally, it's critical to reach back and help other people who are just now starting the mental aspect of this journey. That's the how piece we know, but when you get into that why piece, helping other people figure out their why, that's powerful. And the cool thing about that is when you reach back to help someone else, you actually turn into helping yourself. Now, it's interesting to see most of our stories do have this turning point. There's something that happens where we break. There's a low point in our life where something happens to us and we say, no more. I am done. I am making the change. And for you, that was your trip. And you realize that missing out on life was something that you actually could control. And so when you recognize that, you drew that line in the sand and you said, I am no longer going to miss out on life again. I want to participate. I don't want to just sit by the sidelines. So I want you to continue to explore that. And what you've done and how you brought yourself out of this and how you continue to keep yourself focused is what I recommend all the time. Find something every single day that's new, that you're proud of, that you can celebrate, that proves that you're on the right path, whether it's putting on your shoes and your socks or reminding yourself that you want to go parasailing. Every single day, what you now are doing is finding something that's worth celebrating. As you focus on the things that are worth celebrating, you quickly push aside the things that aren't worth celebrating, and then you start slowly bringing yourself mentally to a wonderful place. And that's, Sharon, that's exactly where you are. It's an incredible honor to sit here and read your email knowing that you've done it. You've done everything that you've set out to get and accomplish, and now it's just a matter of getting the scale to confirm it. I can see it. I can see it in your words. The entire community can see it. Keep up the amazing work, and I continue to wish you good focus. The second email for this show comes in anonymously, and this is interesting. We had a quick conversation back and forth via email, and then I agreed to put this on the show, but certainly want to share it anonymously. But I think this will help a lot of us here. It says, hi, Mike. I've been wanting to write to you for the past few weeks, but my anxiety today is over the top. So here goes. I started this WW journey January of 2017. I reached lifetime July of 2018. I worked so hard to get my health back and to also look nice for our daughter's wedding this past spring. And all the many times I joined WW before, seemed like at least 30, I had never reached lifetime. I decided to have the WW goal weight of 150 pounds for my height of 5'5", be my goal. And I was so proud of myself. I started having trouble keeping myself at 150 pounds. I was wavering between 150 and 155, always managing to get back to 150 for my monthly weigh-in, but I felt like I was starving myself. So at a regularly scheduled appointment with my primary care doctor in October, we discussed my weight, which he said was perfect for my age of 61. I told him I was having trouble with the 150-pound weight goal, and he said, well, 155 would be great for me. He gave me a letter stating that weight and to bring it into my next weigh-in. So at my November weigh-in, I was 154 pounds. I explained to the girl who weighed me in that my doctor and I discussed, and I gave her the letter from my doctor. I told her I wanted to change my goal to 155 pounds. Well, I was shocked when she told me that if I weighed in every week, this, and then she circled her finger around my weight number that she had written down, this would never have happened. She caught me so off guard, I was speechless, and I was mortified. There were other members in line behind me. She said she would send my doctor's letter into WW. I didn't even stay for the meeting. So here I am, first week in December, facing my monthly weigh-in, and I'm making myself literally sick, worrying about what the scale is going to say, and more importantly, what the WW guide is going to say to me this time. You always say that goal is a feeling, and I feel like I'm at goal now. I'm healthy, and I'm happy. What do, Mike? Do I say something to this woman who really hurt me? I didn't think this was the way WW worked. Mike, your weight goes up and down. How do you stay within your goal? I really felt like she weight shamed me at the scale, and I don't know if I can get past this. As a formerly morbidly obese person, I have so many skeletons in my closet, and it has honestly taken me so many tries and years to get to where I am now. This seems consuming to me. Thanks so much for everything you do to all your listeners, the WW community in our country. I am a proud Patreon supporter, Anonymous. So, Anonymous, terrible email in that sense. I feel for you, and I appreciate you writing it in. Because there's a way I want to address this that's probably not going to be popular, but I kind of want to go there for a second. And how you were treated there is certainly 100% out of line. But I think a lot of times what I want to kind of go into this, you have worked hard on this. For years, you said, and many tries, you've done this. And so you're now at lifetime. I want to start there with an incredible celebration of what you've done. You summed it up and said that you're happy and healthy. That's goal. Congratulations on being happy and healthy. That's where you want to celebrate. No one ever needs to give you permission to be happy, and no one needs to give you permission to be healthy. Those are two things that you can control, you have taken care of, and you have gotten it done. So you absolutely are at goal, regardless of what the scale says. You'll recognize that the day that you're no longer happy, and that's when you can kind of reel it back in. But it doesn't take someone else to give you that, to say that to you. And certainly they're out of line if they do, because this is your journey. This is for you to understand where you're at and make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do. At 61 years old, you're still focused on getting better every day, and that's kind of very inspirational. Now, when it comes to setting your weight with your doctor's note, that's very powerful. Because as you check in with your doc, that's someone who's reviewing a lot more going on in your life than the 2 minutes you get to spend at the scale. When you walk into a WW workshop and you're there for a whole 2 minutes, and that guide gets about a minute and a half of your life to make a quick assessment of where you're at. Your doctor spends considerably more time, has considerably more training, and if your doctor says you're okay with it and you validate it by saying you're happy and healthy, who cares? Who cares what anyone else thinks? Do you go back in and I would not, honestly, I wouldn't even give her the time of day. I wouldn't acknowledge her, because it's just going to continue to push you on that path. What I would expect you to do and what I would want you to do is simply walk into your meeting next month, hop on the scale, own it, whatever it is. Acknowledge in your own place that you're happy and healthy. And I don't think at this point saying anything is going to make any bit of difference. I don't think, sometimes people just don't get where we're at in our life. And and you truly are at the point where you're happy and healthy, and that's the incredible piece. And so if you take it one step further, and if you've lived your entire life like most of us have in this morbidly obese stage, we have this perception that everybody's looking at us. We have this perception that we're the biggest ones in the room. We have all these negative emotions that we've been carrying around for years. And sometimes, and I'll defend her just for a second. Sometimes, maybe things people say, we interpret them wrong because for so long we knew the pain and reality of what other people were thinking. So certainly, out of context, it's hard to say what the truth was there, but the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. What other people think, what other people say, doesn't matter. I've learned that through this podcast, and not to say that your opinions don't matter, but the reality is that no matter what's going on in the world, you can find half the world that agrees, the other half that disagrees. And so it's very hard to get a 100% approval rating on anything. Find me something that 100% of the world agrees on. I don't know that there is such a thing. And so therefore, no matter where you go, the bigger the bigger audience you find, you're going to run into people that just don't understand you, that don't understand where you're at, they don't understand what you've got going on, and they're just going to misinterpret your journey. That's why you push that aside and you celebrate the things that you know to be true. And what you know to be true is at 61 years old, after many, many years of fighting, your doctor has agreed that you're a goal. Your doctor has agreed that all the hard work you put in got you to a point where you can proudly say you're happy and you're healthy. So congratulations on that. And so YouTube points out that, that it matters because, at some point you'll have to pay based on the number. And sure, that's how the meeting structure works. And so at some point you have to figure out does happy and healthy mean, what does that mean to you, and continue to work the program. Are you here to satisfy the program rules? Or are you here to satisfy yourself? You got to make that decision and figure out where you want to live and where you want to live best. But, and again, thank you for your note. Thank you for chiming in. Truly an honor to celebrate this amazing success with you. Next email writes in, Bridget writes in, says, Dear Fat Dag, I've written this email many times in my head, but I've never typed it out. My name is Bridget, and I'm 19 years old. My story is quite long, despite my young age. I struggled through adolescence, to say the least. I had severe depression that eventually led me to attempted suicide. Alongside that, I struggled with an eating disorder. At 140 pounds, I was perfectly healthy and quite muscular due to dancing most of my life. However, when I looked in the mirror, that was not what I saw. It was difficult to put into words, but I was convinced that I was overweight. I took to severely restricting my calories and obsessively tracking. When I finally opened up and tried to get help for it, I was brushed off by medical professionals because I wasn't yet underweight. In my junior year, everything hit the fan. I was put into a residential living facility for 6 months, about an hour away from my home, for my depression and related behavioral problems. It was a difficult experience, to say the least. In order to be released back home, I had to work for it. I had to earn it. This is one of the things that gave me back my motivation for life. I felt successful and capable. However, during that time, my eating disorder was never acknowledged. I was released back home with weight gain. Once home, things got better. I got my driver's license, I got a debit card, and my grades went up. However, with the increased access due to a car, I was able to get food whenever I wanted for the first time in my life. I made a habit out of visiting fast food places. By January of this year, I was eating fast food daily, sometimes for 2 or 3 meals. Not to mention, sometimes I would order 2 meals just for lunch. My weight skyrocketed and landed at 263 pounds at 5'4" by February 2018. I visited my doctor on February 28th. She provided the wake-up call that I needed, and she showed genuine concern and fear for my health. As soon as she left the room to file papers, I got on my phone and I joined WW. Here we are now, almost 9 months on plan, and I'm down 76 pounds. It feels unreal as you constantly remind us, I just focused on losing 1 pound at a time. Somehow it ended up adding 76 pounds. I've learned to cook for myself, to go grocery shopping regularly, and to get physically active. However, I'm currently working with a therapist, but still struggling with my eating disorder at times. It's incredibly difficult to walk the line between healthy and unhealthy weight loss. One thing I try to keep in mind for myself is to focus on building a healthier lifestyle rather than the numbers. It's still a work in progress, but I will get there. I believe in myself wholeheartedly. By the way, I've listened to your podcast since the beginning of my journey back in March. I wanted to thank you for bringing another perspective into my life and allowing me to reflect even deeper into my motivation and my thinking. I am part of the Wise Women Facebook group, and I love the support that is fostered there. Anyway, thanks for allowing me to tell my story, and I wish you good focus, Bridget. Bridget, what an incredible email you have there. Thank you. Thank you so much for writing in, and congratulations on 76 pounds down. So here we are. You're absolutely right. You bring up a very, very key point, there is a difficult line between healthy and unhealthy weight loss. And that's why we got to get to the point where we have to focus on our lifestyle. We have to focus on the things that we're doing, not necessarily 100% truly just the food that we're eating. You know, the freestyle plan allows us to start making healthier choices and gravitates us towards healthier foods down the path. And that's a very, very critical component to this program. And you get to that point where you start recognizing that things that are lower in points are actually better for you. And then you start making those healthier choices. And that's the piece that we're going to get down to. You know, and so I want to go back to the opening of your email, and you said your story is quite long despite your young age. And so this is a journey that we're all going to have to live with for life. Your severe depression that eventually led you to attempted suicide, I just want to take a moment to say, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you've now found a way to understand that you have value, that you provide value to this life, and that you have the ability to help other people who now are in a place that maybe you were at some point. One of the coolest things about this journey is as you continue to make progress, you begin to learn, you understand that you were never alone in the first place, and that there are other people who believe that they're alone. You now have a unique perspective and unique experience to carry them through it. You know, not to put all that on your shoulders, but you now have this story that can relate to someone else who's now struggling, and it's up to you to share that so that other people don't have to follow the painful steps that we went through. You know, you've understood that you've gone through an incredible roller coaster of a life, and you're now victorious. And so that's the piece where you want to celebrate. And I think the piece in there that sums it all up is that, yeah, sure, you're still a work in progress, but you will get there. You believe it. And when you said you believe in yourself and you use specifically the word wholeheartedly, that tells me something. You absolutely do believe you can do this. That's the power. That's the power in this journey is that I ask everyone, do you believe you can do it? And if you don't give me an automatic, instant yes, that's okay. But let me believe in you until you get there. Let the Wise Wingman community believe in you till you get there. But when you actually turn the corner and you say, I believe in myself wholeheartedly, that's it. That's you getting to goal, that you understanding what's important in life, that you understanding that life truly does have value, and you absolutely can get this done. And so your journey is incredibly valuable, not only to you, but to other people who listen. I'm truly honored to have you as part of our Wise Women group and continuing to provide support. And I'm so glad you wrote in to share your story. I'm so glad you wrote in to tell your story. And I wish you as well good focus. Keep up the amazing work, Bridget. 76 pounds, that's an incredible accomplishment in such a short time. You're clearly getting it done in a great, healthy fashion. Keep up the great work, and let's absolutely celebrate that. And I want to know, folks, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice podcast link, send in your celebrations, your comments, and your questions, and I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. When you're proud of what you're doing, and when you have a story that's worth sharing, or not worth sharing, but that you want to share, because they're all worth sharing, but when you have a story that you truly want to share and you send it in, that's what makes this community great. You guys know that, right? If you listen to this podcast, you know that I don't interview experts. I don't look around for subject matter experts and folks with degrees and doctors and letters after their name. I want real people telling me what it's like in the real world. And I want other people to understand that these are real people too, and that we're all just one big community of happy people making it to goal. That's the power of sending in your email. And when you do that, we change one life at a time and we get it done. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Man, I don't know why Facebook seemed to have locked up on me again. Facebook, why do you do this to me? So I don't have any comments on Facebook. So let's see if I have over here. Ooh. I got my flu shot yesterday. I don't know that it likes me. So anyway, yeah, so I seem to have lost Facebook, so apologize for that. Instagram's still going well, and YouTube is as well. So let me get this thing published. I got to figure out why. Figure out why Facebook is acting crazy on me. It's interesting. I mean, maybe I'll switch on my next one. I'll switch to see if I can use Facebook on my phone, see if that makes a difference. Delete the app or reinstall the app. I'm not sure, but I've completely lost all of your comments, which is not the intent. So what I will do is I will wrap this up. We'll get this thing loaded out to the app, and we will go from there. But on that note, let's wrap it up. Thanks for being here. Have a great night. I wish you all good focus. Good night.